It's getting late, isn't it? And it's time for all good citizens to be getting ready to go to bed. Would you like me to read you a bedtime story? Of course you would. Well, gather round, citizens, gather round, and I'll tell you a bedtime story. After a while, the wolf heard Little Red Riding Hood knocking on the door. "Who is it?" sang out the wolf. "It's Little Red Riding Hood," said Little Red Riding Hood. "Come and see in here," sang out the wolf. Come in." "Mother, I've come to bring you a pie and some milk," said Little Red Riding Hood. Yeah, good. Put some on the cupboard. I will eat and drink some later," said the wolf. And Little Red Riding Hood did as she was told. "You sound different," said Little Red Riding Hood. "I'm not myself today," said the wolf. "You know how it is." "Why don't you have some wine?" said the wolf. "There's a bottle on the table." So Little Red Riding Hood drank her mother's blood. And the cat said, "Meow, you're drinking your mother's blood." But the wolf said, "Oh, do cats ever tell the truth? Throw a shoe at the cat and he won't bother you any more." So Little Red Riding Hood threw her left shoe at the cat, and he never bothered her again. "That makes me hungry," said Little Red Riding Hood. "I got you some ham," said the wolf. "Why don't you make yourself a ham sandwich?" So Little Red Riding Hood made a ham sandwich out of her mother's ham, and she ate it right up. "This is delicious," she said. "Squeak," said a mouse. "You're eating your mother's flesh." "Oh, the mice, they're always lying," said the wolf. "Anyway, you can't be picky about your food these days. Throw your other shoe at the mouse, and he'll never bother you again." So Little Red Riding Hood threw her right shoe at the mouse and killed it. It never bothered her again. "What should I do now, Mother?" asked Little Red Riding Hood. "Take off your clothes and get in the bed with me," said the wolf. "Well, what should I do with my apron?" asked Little Red Riding Hood. "Throw it in the fire. You won't need it any more." So Little Red Riding Hood threw her apron in the fire. "What shall I do with my dress?" she asked the wolf. "Throw it in the fire. You won't need it any more," said the wolf. So Little Red Riding Hood threw her dress in the fire. "What shall I do with my petticoat?" asked Little Red Riding Hood. "Throw it in the fire. You won't need it any more." So Little Red Riding Hood threw her petticoat in the fire. "That is good enough," said the wolf. "Cut it here, next to me." So Little Red Riding Hood got under the blankets with the wolf. "Oh, Mother," said Little Red Riding Hood, "what big eyes you have!" "Or the better for seeing you in the dark," said the wolf. "Oh, Mother," said Little Red Riding Hood, "what a long nose you have!" "Or the better for smelling you," said the wolf. "And don't you smell delicious, my sweet?" "Oh, Mother," said Little Red Riding Hood, "what long teeth you have!" "Or the better for eating you, my dear," said the wolf, and he ate her right up. And then he ran off into the forest and was never seen again. Little girl, this seems to say, never stop upon your way. Never trust a stranger friend. No one knows how it will end. As you're pretty, so be wise. Wolves may lurk in every guise. Handsome they may be, and kind, sweet or charming. Never mind. Now as then, 'tis simple truth. Sweetest tongue hath sharpest tooth. And that's the story of Little Red Riding Hood and the wolf. What a wonderful story. I hope you enjoyed hearing it as much as I enjoyed reading it. Do you want to know what the real moral is? The real moral of the story is, don't go out at night, or the wolf will kill you. And I'm afraid we've come to the end of our time. Tune in again tomorrow for another bedtime story. Good night all. See you tomorrow.